Alrighty, this is what you hear on my podcast. The entity is flying in circles repeatedly. So while I stand here, just flying in circles over and over. And as I step out, here you go. Now you're flying more out, moving as I move. You can hear it on my podcast. It's currently 9:29 p.m. And what you hear on my podcast is the amplified audible activity of the entity that is stalking by helicopter. So let me repeat on this video what I stated on my podcast, which is the case. The people of the state are group stalking with the entity. They're group stalking with light on Emporia. And like I said, inside of the Ovid Family Community Library where I remain today, Natasha, the Asian female, you have what is, of course, Sean Thrasher, but you have what is the entity that's group stalking by Stephen inside of the Ovid Family Community Library, group stalking with this government. The Ontario Police Department also that I'm continuously documenting, federal prison. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, federal prison. Documented that minion at the 150 East Holt Boulevard this morning. The minions that I'm documenting by license plate, federal prison. The entity that's group stalking by, his name is Stephen, all right? He's going to federal prison. You're group stalking, engaging in the bidding of this government that's threatening the life of an American citizen who is literally providing evidence against you, and this is how that criminal system is imploding. It is evidence against the people of the state who are subject to federal prison as a matter of justice, engaging in federal group stalking and monitoring, all right? And this is what they're doing inside of the venue while an ongoing molestation, criminal surveillance in a bathroom. This is the sex offender who is entering in the bathroom through the people of the state who are group stalking on its behalf. And it is currently, by the way, 9:30 p.m. I want to be clear, Officer M. Ross, he's a demon, just as he demonstrated, as I documented, at 10:19 in the morning under the fake sun. He's stalking with directed light. He's bearing weapons while engaging in group stalking. And this is the very criminal system that he's engaging in. And that's exactly what I told him. He's going to federal prison. And his impunity is very clearly, vividly demonstrated in that documentation that I accumulated. He's going to federal prison. All right, you have the officers that I documented group stalking at the Ontario Town Square. They're going to federal prison. The Ontario Police Department is engaging in obsessive stalking, group stalking at this venue, using sirens as a method of audible activity while the demon that is flying over my head is providing the ongoing evidence against that. It is against that entity. It's 9:31 p.m. This is referred to what is the entity that's stalking directly and engaging in what is conduct as though they do intend to drop bombs on you, engage in what is shooting at you while they are showing what is hostility while you're monitoring the documentation. This serves absolutely no legitimate purpose. It is part of what is a long documented pattern of the entity stalking day and night, flying directly over my head by helicopter, which is an inherently threatening act done in concert with the people of the state who are demons stalking in the path with light while they're monitoring with communication devices. All right, this is a direct threat to your life. And the entity is doing so as I'm documenting and showing you the images and video of the people of the state that are group stalking and the entity acting directly, namely the Ontario Police Department, who I documented very heavily yesterday because they were stalking very, very heavily. It's as simple as that. All right, the entity engaging in that P.O.C. and this is the evidence of it. All righty, like I said, it's currently 9:32 p.m. And that's what I stated on my podcast. And that is the case. It is the evidence of what is federal prison for Stephanie Ortiz. This is the very criminal system she was engaging in. The Fontana Police Department, heavily documented. The Rialto Police Department going out of their way to engage in group stalking today. The very minions that are group stalking with in concert with this entity right now, the people of the state, the third parties whose license plate I'm reciting, they're going to federal prison. And that is to be what is general federal policy. This is how you prosecute what is an entirely demented system. And this system includes group stalking, following, terrorizing an American citizen by flying a helicopter. All right, it's both pathetic and it's also what is the grounds of understanding the necessary legislation. All right, so when this is presented against those who are in the position to create necessary legislation, this is the documentation that you are referencing, what American citizens have every right to not be subject to. All right, and that's what I document. That's what I represent, okay? So I am speaking to what is the government's pattern of conduct, of federal group stalking and monitoring, and that is the grounds of federal prison. You are not hiding behind any sense of anonymity, and that demon is not going anywhere. To return, engaging in ongoing obsessive stalking, and followed me from the Ovid Family Community Library. Every documented actor is subject to federal prison with that government. This is speaking to what is that necessary federal law, okay? That's speaking to the necessary federal law. And while you're looking at that is an ongoing threat to your life. And but for documentation, who knows what this government would engage in? The entity has already engaged in repeatedly kidnapping me while group stalking because they sought to obstruct justice. All right, exercising fictitious authority under the law. You don't have authority under the law when you are the criminal engaging in criminal surveillance. All right, those are psychopaths relying upon their badges that they wear. They are wearing those badges now. They're going to federal prison for it because they're engaging in criminal conduct. It's called public corruption. All right, and I want to be clear because I'm capturing this on video. This is the grounds of that federal policy that needs to be added into federal law, because this is the criminal system that is absolutely intolerable. And this is what's going on in the United States of America. It is reprehensible. Reprehensible. That's a demon, by the way. You're witnessing not only is a criminal, it's terrorism on its face. That's a demon that's pacing. That's demonic. Okay? It's terrorism on its face, and it's also terrorism in substance when I'm breaking down for you what you're witnessing, which is entirely demented conduct of Satan itself, the demonic conduct. In a demonic environment, this is engineered light. I have a shadow right here. I have a shadow right here. This is a sex offense that the state of California is engaging in while it is placing me under surveillance and engaging in what I have termed is an impermissible threat. While an American citizen has began the process of documentation and you continuously are engaging in what is this very criminal system, you are going to federal prison by default. Okay, that's literally an automatic enhancement. You're going to federal prison. But the government itself has no business engaging in what is criminal monitoring under Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. It's already grounds under existing law for federal prison. They're monitoring me. That's relevant positioning. You saw the entity flying in circles over me. Relevant positioning remains over here, and they're flying in circles, creating audible activity. Third-party people of the state, Emporia Lofts, federal prison. Okay, that's a whole lot of people at one time that you can accumulate and provide what is a criminal record. They need to be prosecuted. They're engaged in criminal conduct. The entity is literally monitoring with them. Okay, they're monitoring in traffic. They do so all night long while the entity engages in this stalking, which I am systematically documenting. The entity using commercial airline planes flying directly over me, using Southwest Airlines, as I'm showing you in pictures and videos, using Amazon Prime, using Delta Airlines, using Alaska Airlines, using Frontier Airlines, using United Airlines. These are the people of the state. As I have shown you, I've defined this demonic system for you. They represent the people of the state engaging in criminal surveillance. All right, monitoring with that government. They're going to federal prison. Okay, companies shall not have any sense of anonymity. Union Pacific doing the same thing, providing what is the guise under which the entity is stalking with noise, stalking in engineered light, and stalking in relevant position, which is that's exactly what that is. It's group stalking. Stalking in the path, while the entity is literally stalking traditionally by helicopter, following me from place to place. Understand what the government is doing. While it's stalking by helicopter, this is both traditional stalking and group stalking. The entity is following me day and night by helicopter, as opposed to what is group stalking, where the entity is acting as a group. You have multiple faces engaging what is maintaining presence all around you. That's what group stalking is. And it's the conduct of the demon possessed. This is a demon that is engaging in what is group stalking. It's facilitating that group stalking conduct while demons are pacing on Emporia. Emporia Lofts is being documented right now. The entity is monitoring and doing so while also this is literally stalking, as I have years of the entity stalking me. Traditional stalking under existing criminal law. The entity, the state of California, is stalking me by helicopters. And this is also speaking to what is not addressed under federal law, the system of group stalking. This is the people of the state crossing path. They're doing so in engineered light. Okay, remember, this is engineered light. You're not walking by, your group stalking. And that's the entity acting with impunity. This is what the entity is doing all night long, by the way. All right, this is the grounds of what shall be federal law. It's absolutely necessary as you are witnessing the ongoing criminal surveillance, the ongoing terrorism by psychopaths looking the opposite way while they're stalking you. Okay, it is currently, by the way, 9:37 p.m. And that's the obsession of the demon-possessed entity. That's the obsession. Okay, and that's also speaking to what is an obsession by one who absolutely despises. This is satanic. So you're talking about what is inherent hatred, but yet you're obsessively stalking. That's a threat to your life. Okay, it's entirely demented, and the mind state of those that shall be prosecuted for federal group stalking and monitoring, their mental state immediately comes into question upon prosecution. All right, because they pose threats to the public, they pose the threats in society, and this is breaking down that system and revealing what are the closeted psychopaths, and many of them are bearing weapons and are with police departments. Okay, I've documented the Los Angeles Police Department, the Chino Police Department, the Pomona Police Department, the San Bernardino Police Department, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, the Rialto Police Department. Again, the Ontario Police Department, the Fontana Police Department, engaging in this criminal pattern of conduct. Okay, I've documented even more than those police departments. I've documented them by license plate. I've been documenting for years as I remain subject to this criminal system of surveillance. And the entity also has been documented stalking in this manner by helicopter. They're not going anywhere. This is called relevant positioning. All right, and that spotlight is called light activity. That's what that's called. They're not looking for anybody. This is daily conduct. Okay? Daily conduct following everywhere I go. Every hotel that I sleep in, everywhere that I'm sleeping, even in my car, even when I am walking outside, the entity is flying, stalking me. Remember when I'm inside of the Fontana Lewis Library, stalking by helicopter. That spotlight is called light activity. They're not looking for nobody. They're group stalking right now. And that is called impunity. And it is, let me be clear, you're going to federal prison and you're going for a very long time. You're not getting out. Based on this threat to the lives of American citizens that the government intends to pose while you confront a government that's engaged in criminal violation of your constitutional and human rights. This is P.O.C. It's currently 9:39 p.m. This is the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. This is what the entity is doing all night long. And let me be clear, only moved over there because I'm capturing video, continuously stalking all night long and doing so in concert with what is the company Union Pacific, who's going to be prosecuted for ongoing facilitation. This is the impossible light activity. Pay attention to the double shadows. This is impossible light activity. This is an abnormal environment. That's abnormal conduct. All right. And this is what is group stalking. This is recognition for what shall be recognized under federal law for terrorism. Okay, this is what your understanding is, that terrorizing threat to the life of an American citizen who's subject to group stalking, which is a criminal monitoring system. All right, it is currently 9:39 p.m. and this is POC.